Hello, you Quest family. It's been a hot minute, but I have a question for you, and I want to be really, really honest today. A lot of you aren't, so I don't really have a question. I'm going to be really honest. I got to backtrack. A lot of you aren't actually tired from life. You're tired from constantly overriding your gut instincts, basically, from overriding yourself when decisions need to be made, when life needs to happen. You're ignoring what you need. You're second guessing every single decision that comes at you. You're staying in places that you have likely outgrown. And you're pretending that you're just fine, that everything is just fine, and you go about your day like nothing is wrong. Who here feels what I'm talking about? The problem with that is eventually you're going to wake up one morning and feel so disconnected from your life that you aren't going to be able to recognize yourself anymore. I know that because I've been there. I've done that. And it's not a good place to be in because you feel like crawling in a hole and never coming out until the coast is clear. But guess what? The coast is never going to be clear. So if you've been in that place or if you're getting to that place, today is all for you so that you can learn how to get yourself unstuck and start feeling connected with you and what you need and want in your life. So I want to talk about the three things that you really need to be able to build a life that is going to feel good to live again. Trust, belief, and vision. Those are the three things you need. I'm going to go into those in a little bit more detail, obviously, but that's what you need. A lot of women in general look like they're going through life just fine. But on the inside, they really don't trust themselves anymore. They're second guessing everything, everything, overthinking every single decision that they make. Or maybe you're talking yourself out of what you actually want because you think it's the right thing to do. And by doing all of that, you're calling it reality, feeling like it's just, this is realistic, this is what it is, this is the way it's going to be. But after a while, when you continue to do those things, you stop feeling like yourself. And you start living in this world where life just doesn't feel good anymore. Who feels me? Who like is hearing what who's smelling what I'm stepping in, basically. So I want to talk more about these three things that you need to start building a life that you love so that you can start feeling good about where you're at in life and start chasing your dreams and start trusting your decisions and where life is going for you. And that starts with trust. Trust is basically the foundation. And a lot of people unfortunately think that trust comes after you succeed, but it doesn't. It's actually the exact opposite. Trust comes from keeping small promises to yourself. And I'm not talking about huge life-changing things. I'm talking about small, small promises. Let's say you say you're going to go for a walk. Go for a walk. Actually go for the walk. Or maybe you don't want to respond to those text messages immediately anymore and you want to wait. Then you wait. Or if you need rest, if you need to take a day off, if you need to sleep in a little bit longer, actually do the thing you say you're going to do. That's how you build trust in yourself, by doing those small things that you say you're going to do. No matter how insignificant it may seem, the more you show yourself that you can do those things, the more you prove to yourself that you're going to do it. And that's how you build trust in yourself again. That's one of the easiest ways to build trust in yourself again. And when you can do that consistently, you start overriding some of those overthinking times or second guessing yourself times. And then you know that you're going to follow through, so it starts to feel normal. So I want to give you one easy step to be able to build trust in yourself again. And you can start this today. Pick one thing that you're going to follow through on this week. Just one, not 10, not 20, just one thing. And prove to yourself that your word means something. That's why you're going to pick just one thing this week and follow through on it, because that's going to help prove to you that you follow through on your word. And that's how you start rebuilding that trust in yourself. Now, belief. This one matters because so many people are waiting to feel confident before they move. They're waiting to feel confident before they go do that thing that they're scared to do. But guess what? Confidence isn't what creates action. It's actually the other way around. You build belief in yourself by collecting evidence that you're going to do that thing that you're afraid of, whatever that thing is. Maybe you don't want to have that hard conversation with somebody because you're afraid of what's going to come from the conversation. But taking the small step and believing that you are going to survive that conversation and doing it no matter how scared you feel going into that conversation, that's going to show you that you can do hard things. And that's going to help you start showing up differently the next time something difficult comes along. And it helps build that evidence that you are capable of becoming that person that you once were. Maybe you had confidence way back when and life has just gotten in the way. But by following through and believing that you are capable of doing the thing that you're afraid of, and then seeing that you can make it through when you do that thing that you're afraid of, that's the evidence you need to start building that confidence back up, to believe that you are capable of having the life that you want to be living. And for a lot of you, you have already got the evidence. You already have the evidence that you need to know that you can do these hard things. You've probably survived divorce, or maybe a significant loss, or a huge heartbreak, or overwhelming pressure from job responsibilities, family responsibilities, whatever that might be. And maybe you're even surviving burnout. That's all evidence that you are capable of doing hard things and can help build that belief that you can do hard things. So, an easy step for believing that you're capable is to start writing down the proof. What I mean by that is, I want you every night, even if it's 2 minutes, it doesn't have to be a 10-page journal entry. Every night, I want you to start writing down the proof. I want you to write down one thing that you handled well that day. Or maybe it's one time during that day where you showed up a little bit differently in a good way that you weren't expecting. Or maybe it's something that you didn't avoid. Or even a boundary that you've been afraid to make that you kept to yourself. And the reason this helps build belief is because our brains are biased. And they're trained to remember failure. So when you start reminding yourself of the positive things that you're doing, of the good things that you're doing, it helps build that belief in who you actually are. And then so we did trust, we did belief. The last one is vision. And I think this one is one that a lot of people rush through, or they don't even confront it completely or ever. Having a real vision means being really honest with yourself. It means being honest about the fact that your current life, where you're at right now, might not be one that you enjoy anymore. It might not be one that actually feels good to you anymore. Maybe you're really struggling to feel good in that job that you're in, or that relationship that you're in, or whatever your current circumstances are. Having a real vision of what you really want your life to be like helps you work towards it. So even if you're in a place that you don't want to be right now and it's really uncomfortable, that's okay. But having a vision of what you want your life to be like and building that vision with as many senses of our senses that you can is going to help you achieve that life that you want to be living. You can't build a life that feels really good and aligned if you keep pretending the life that you're living is that aligned life that you want to be having. It has to all be lined up. And when I say a vision, it's not just goals, it's how you want to feel in that life. Do you want to feel connected with yourself and the people in your life? Do you want to feel confident in the things that you're doing to show that you can trust yourself? Do you want to be present and not living in the past or the future, being present in the moment and alive again? These are all things that are included in that vision. So an easy way that you can start with this is to stop asking yourself what you should be doing and instead start asking, what would actually feel like me again? This is an excellent place to start. Because a lot of us who've been through really tough times, we forget who we are. We forget how we used to feel. So just asking yourself how you want to feel is going to help you answer what you should be doing. And when you ask yourself that, it's not the version of you that's trying to make everybody else happy. It's the version of you that you want to be. What is actually going to help you feel like you again? So if you're feeling really stuck lately, it's definitely not because you're lazy. Maybe you're procrastinating on things just because you don't want to deal with them, but it's definitely not because you're lazy or that you're incapable or even that you're broken. You've just unfortunately disconnected from yourself for so incredibly long that you don't know who you are anymore. And you stopped trusting your own voice. And the beautiful thing is that you can rebuild that. You can rebuild that. And that is exactly why I created the Confidence Reset Challenge. Because this is deeper than motivation. You can have all the motivation in the world and still not reach your goals, still not live that life that you want to be living. So, this is about rebuilding that relationship that you have with yourself. So, you can build the life that you actually love living and want to be living. A life where you feel good in your decisions and you stop second guessing yourself and you're confident in who you are and where you're going. So if you're tired of feeling disconnected from life and from yourself, and you're ready to stop shrinking every time life gets uncomfortable, then comment reset in the comments so I can get you the details on the next Confidence Reset Challenge. Otherwise, I want to know how you're going to use each of these little tools that I gave you to start trusting, believing, and envisioning the life that you want to be living. Until next time, have an awesome rest of your day.